Good morning. Happy Friday. Look at this. Fresh shave, fresh haircut. I feel like a new man. A man that would change his own oil. Got a haircut yesterday, shaved this morning, and I'm wearing a clean pair of jeans. First pair of clean jeans I've worn in like 2 weeks. Been wearing the same pair of jeans for like 2 weeks. I don't think Bill at the post office can smell my jeans, smell my dirty jeans. And that really, you don't have to wash your jeans that often, especially if you're sitting in a basement shipping baseball cards. Not sweating. That's for sure. Happy Friday. So fresh and so clean. Hey, I'm a belt guy. I was just thinking about this morning because I was, when you wear the same pair of jeans for like 2 weeks, they get loose, right? They're not like starchy or whatever. And sometimes I put a new pair of jeans on. It's like, hey, I don't think I need to wear a belt. And then sometimes I'll go sans belt. Wasn't that a brand? Sans belt. Was that I don't know. I'll go sans belt. And then all of a sudden, like through the day, you're gyrating around. Your jeans get a little loose. Then you go for, I better put a belt on. These jeans they might fall if I walk the dog. So sometimes I don't need a belt. I've got some shorts. I don't need a belt with the shorts. But it's belts are now apart. Like I'm just so used to wearing a belt that I feel naked not wearing a belt. It's like chapstick. So I have Carmex. I carry Carmex with me constantly. I bet I don't use it 8 months out of the year. Now, this is the time of year that I'll be using Carmex. Dry air. But in the summer, in the heat of the summer, it's humid. I don't need Carmex. But I have to have it in my pocket. It's just like my belt. Those are my safety blankets. Carmex and my belt. I'm a belt guy. So I want to talk today. It's not in the title, but I want to talk about sideline reporting. Boy, it blew up Twitter. Carissa Thompson's comments. There were 2 takeaways for me with those comments. I was surprised. I wouldn't say I was shocked by one aspect, and I was certainly not surprised with another aspect. I want to get into that. We'll play Name That Player today. I've been, what was I up to yesterday? I've been diligently getting my areas cleaned up. I'll save this for last because basically this is just a little pickup. I did open like most of my leaf frozen. Oh shit, I still have 5. So I said yesterday, and so I'm opening these, and I'm just basically throwing the team sets on the floor. I did list them. So all of the singles are in my eBay store. Link in the description. Banner now scrolling. I didn't pull the one. So I've opened 15 of these blaster boxes. There were some decent autos, but certainly none like the one we opened live during yesterday's Hobby Evolution, the Jason Dominguez redemption, a Jordan Walker, and then some other guy. I did redeem the Jason Dominguez. So it's on it's actually a really easy process. I didn't even have an account with Leaf. It took me the whole process of signing up for an account and scratching it off and redeeming it took like 2 minutes. So yay Leaf for that. Topps is a little trick. Panini, same. It's a process. I do have a Panini Cubs redemption. Somebody sent me a Caleb Killian redemption. And I've got to get, I think it's a numbered out of 5 or 25. So I do want to get that redeemed. I have to make sure. I did find it. That was the first problem. I didn't know where it was. It was in a random box. I did find it and I put it somewhere. It's not in a box. I think it's somewhere in my Cubs storage room. So I did redeem the Jason Dominguez, listed the singles. Once I finish, I'll open these last 5 boxes today. We'll probably do one live here this morning, or maybe all 5. It doesn't take long to open up a 3-card autograph pack. So yeah, I was boy, it's been a chore. Like you would think, like cleaning up spaces. Here's the problem. When I clean, I get sidetracked. Like, ooh, look, squirrel. That's what happens when I clean my areas. All of a sudden I'll just pop a squat and start looking at cards. That's why it takes me so. It's like, man, how come I spent this entire week trying to clean these spaces? This should have taken half a day. So the main storage area, or the big storage area, is picked up, we'll say. It's not clean. It's not organized. It's presentable. Family coming in next week. Now it's the shipping area, which the shipping area is not just like the storage area, just has to be presentable. The shipping area, while I want it to be presentable, kind of the main reason is efficiency. So, I've got multiple box. I've used my shelf, my easy access shelf, when I'm picking cards that sell on out of my eBay store. I filled up that shelf, so now it's like, do I go to the other side, which is kind of a pain because that's usually where I put shit, like the garbage can and random stuff. Like, do I get a smaller trash can that I can put under the table, which would be ideal if I get like a shorter, longer one. And that way I can scoot my chair to the right side. And I do have boxes on the right side from my eBay store, but it's, stuff that I sell less of. I want the stuff that moves faster, quicker. I want that easiest accessible. So not doing the right shelf. So the left shelf, and then I have another, it's kind of like an L, and then the bottom couple shelves I'm going to use for inventory. I've been using it the idea was to use that as, like, eventually as I grow, use that as inventory. But it's to the point where it's like, where do I put my card show stuff? Put it up on the top shelves. A lot of it just stays in my car. So I've been organizing that. Hopefully I can get that finished today. There was something else I wanted coffee. I wanted to touch on coffee. Then we'll get to the chat, and then I want to talk about sideline reporting. Yesterday, my wife had some of her coworkers from the real estate office over they were doing like Christmas stuff, like holiday, like jars. And it's you can light them on fire and it smells your house up all, I don't know, they're orange and rosemary, a bunch of different shit. Or you can like put it in tea. I'm like, wait, you can burn it like incense or you can drink it? She's like, yeah, everything is food grade. I'm like, oh, wow, fancy. So there were 4 or 5 ladies over, and so I was drinking my coffee, and she's like, can you leave the coffee out? And I'm like, oh, what kind do you? I've got Dunkin', I've got Trader Joe's, I've got Barriques. I'll leave them all on the counter. So I go downstairs. And before they came over, I had gone, and she's like, I'm busy. Can you just make a pot of coffee? I'm like, sure. So I make the pot of coffee, come back down. I'm shipping. I don't know, half hour later, like, I should just close the door, but I don't expect people to come into my shipping room. Like, it's not like a normal everyday occurrence. But every once in a while, when we had people like in the house every day working on various things, like they'd come down and have questions for me or whatever. And it's like a sneak attack because my back is to the like door to where they would walk in that way and come around. And it scares the shit out of me. I am jumpy. I am a jumpy person. I've always been jumpy. Boo. Ah! That's me. Jumpy McJumperson. So I'm in there, and I think I had the dollar boxes stream on. Adam and Charlie and the Goat. And I'm shipping away, listening to their show. And all of a sudden, I hear the Notorious MIL. Oh my God, you scared the shit out of me. I'm sorry. The Notorious MIL. She's like, we're having problems with the coffee maker. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I didn't push the button, right? No, I have the shittiest luck with coffee makers. Like, why do these coffee maker problems keep happening to me? I don't deserve this. So I go upstairs and it's doing the slow drip. It's like I started brewing this 20 minutes ago and there's not even a cup. Like, what the F? So, and the Notorious MIL says, well, it says the red light for clean is on. I'm like, that's always on. It's probably due. It's always on. So I think eventually I just kept turning it off and on, and it would, like, every time I turned it back on, it would start brewing, and my mother-in-law would, it's working. I'm like, well, it might stop working in 2 minutes. So basically, I said, just turn it off, turn it on. If it starts to slow down, just turn it back on. I think it worked. I think it ended up working. And this morning, that's the thing. I haven't had any issues with it until that second pot that I brewed yesterday. First pot, fine. Every other day, fine. This morning, fine. But I did clean it yesterday. So after that, I'm like, I don't want to wait for my coffee tomorrow morning. So I'm going to clean it. So I run a whole pot of vinegar. Run a whole pot of vinegar through it, and then I'll run 2 or 3 pots of water, get all that crust out of there. So it's a clean coffee this morning. And fortunately, it does not taste like vinegar. So that's my coffee talk. That's my coffee talk. Bill's with us. What's up, Bill? First in the chat. Good morning. Happy Friday. David, what's up? Happy Friday to you. Raphael in the house. Good morning. Steel Cards is with us. What's happening? Brian Wolf. Good morning. Getting cut today also. It's the holiday cut time. I'm going to tell you, I used to go to Great Clips. So there was, now when I worked in the office, there's a Great Clips over by Costco and all that stuff. So from the office, it was a quick drive, or there was one on Odana Road over by the mall and the Chick-fil-A and the giant liquor store. So convenient. Well, I think right after COVID, they shut down the one that was over by my office. And then the one on Odana Road, they never had staff. And I had some like scary haircuts at that one. Like, how did I do? It was my first time cutting. I'm like, oh my God. I'd get like, they'd like fucking do this. Like, oh my God, you're hurting me. Am I bleeding? So I stopped going to that one, and that's not even like open anymore. Like, it's something else. It's like a vacuum store now or something. So then I'm set in my ways of going to the same place. So I started going to Fitchburg, which is way out of the way. But sometimes if I'm going to Target, there's a Target over there. I'm like, oh, I haven't been to this Target to look at baseball cards, but I'm going less and less looking for baseball cards. And it's like, screw it. I'm like, I'm not driving all the way to Fitchburg to get a damn haircut when there's like 30 other spots closer. So in fact, just I could walk. There's I think it's Cost Cutters. It's not Great Clips. It's not Sport Clips. I think it's Cost Cutters. It's one of those. And it's literally, I could walk. It's, half a mile down the road. What, me walk? So I've been going to Sport Clips, which is nice. They have sports on TV. And it's cool. Like this time of year, there's like daytime college basketball because they're playing like in the Caribbean and stuff for these tournaments. So I got a haircut yesterday. Here's my problem with going to a new haircut place. I'm gonna just like trying to order a flavored soft drink. I'm gonna take partial responsibility here by just not saying, "Hey, can you just however you cut my hair today, just put that in the notes. Everything that you would ask somebody, put it in the notes. He wants this, 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 and this. Just put it in your notes. That way, the next time I come in, they'll print it off and they'll be like, oh, he wants this, this, and this. And you don't even have to ask me because I don't know the answers to your questions ever. I'm 41 years old. I've been getting haircuts for how many years? When was your first haircut? I guess when was my first haircut that I started to get asked that question? I don't know. When you're 6, maybe 7. I guess mom's answering the questions. 15, 16. That's a long time for me not to understand your questions at getting a haircut. So now I'm at Sport Clips, and it's been, I think this is my 3rd or 4th time. And they don't have my notes. So the dude cutting my hair is like, so what are we doing today? And I'm like, haircut. I'll sit here, you cut my hair. That's what I'm here for. Not the correct answer. So I'm like, I don't know, take a little off the top. I think 3. Does that sound like a correct number? 3 on the sides. And then this is a new one. This must be a Sport Clips thing. How do you want like the back? And I'm like, I don't know. I never look at it. Like, what's the popular thing? What's the pop rounded? I'm like, what are my options? Rounded, squared off, mullet. I'm like, I don't know. What's the popular thing? What would you recommend based on my neck and my hair? I don't see it back there. And I don't care. So we got all that. And I made a mistake. Again, I forgot to say, just put all this stuff in your notes so I don't get asked these questions next time. And I probably will, and I'll probably forget, and so on and so forth. Life goes on. So that was my adventures getting a haircut. Red Light 34, what's going on? Good morning. Victor, what's happening? And it's also my problem when I go to it. I don't care who cuts my hair. It's like first, like I don't want to wait. I just, okay, boom, 20-minute wait. I'll go drop the mail off, come back, and they were ready for me. I don't care who cuts my hair. As long as they don't like cut my neck, jam the thing into my head. Dan says, you're looking all fresh. I'm fresh. I'm so fresh and so clean. Brian wears the same underwear with new jeans. Hey, that's a way to roll. That's a way to roll. Nice haircut, says Peter. Thank you. Mo, here I am. Mo is in the house. Running Buck Woodcraft, what's up? Happy Friday. Dan says, every time the belt touches my stomach, I think of you now. Oh, I hate that. I hate that feeling. That's the worst feeling. That's why I don't, that's why I always wear an undershirt. I think, does Brian say, yes, here it is. Us fat guys, we got to wear an undershirt. Otherwise, our belly fat touches the belt. So, ooh, that's cold. I don't like that. See, Brian and I, fat guys got to stick together. Hate that. It's like one of the worst feelings. The metal of your belt touching your belly. Hate it. Philly, that's why I wear, and you made fun of me. Maybe not you particularly, but some people in the chat would make fun of me for wearing an undershirt with my polo in the summer. I even wear an undershirt with like t-shirts. I don't want the belt touching my belly. Good morning, Philly Joe. What's up? Just George in the house. Good morning. I should say good evening. Donald's here. What's happening, Donald? Jason's Card Shop with us. Are you sending any Bowman to SGC to take advantage of the $9 special? I don't think so. I'm trying to think, did I buy into any? I don't think I bought into any breaks. So last year I did because I bought into some breaks and with Real Breaks with Tom over at Real Breaks, and I pulled some heat, man. No, I took old Alexis out of there. I pulled a true red. Alexis Hernandez. So I had that sent off. I think it got a 9 or a 9.5. And then I think BJ Murray. So no, I didn't get into any breaks. Did I even Bowman Chrome? Did I ripped Bowman Chrome, right? I can't remember. I don't remember if I pulled anything Cubs. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. Adon Sanchez. Oh, yeah, I did rip some Bowman, and I have been buying Adon Sanchez. But no, I don't think I'm going to send any of them into get graded. I should, maybe I should. I don't know. Donald says, hit the like button. Thank you, sir. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Visit my eBay store. Spend your money. It's Friday. Card Hobbyist, good morning. Harlan in the house. What's happening? House of Jordan, what's going on? I am here for the free. Let's go Las Vegas Athletics 2025 World Series champs right in Oakland Nuts breakfast buffet beer. I'll drink to that. Cheers. Cheers to that. How about Las Vegas Athletics? I mean, I think we kind of knew that was going to happen, right? I mean, it probably should have happened, a year ago, 6 months ago. It was a formality. Now it's official. Las Vegas getting the Athletics. Good morning, Flawed Thinker. What's up? CR says, if I'm using my own label, how do I ship PWE on eBay if there's no tracking number? Okay, let me retrace this. If I'm using my own label, how do I ship PWE on eBay if there's no tracking number? I don't think I understand your question. All right, here's a follow-up. I always run out of stamps, so I go to the counter to ship my PWEs, and it only costs 90 cents. But how does this work with eBay? Oh, okay. So with eBay standard envelope, you have to print your own labels. And I don't think you can't go to the post office and do standard envelope. Like, it's got to go through eBay. So you have to print your own labels from eBay for standard envelope. And it's going to be cheaper. It's for if it's 1 ounce, which is typically up to like 4 cards, it's 63 cents. Once it's 2 ounces, it's 87 cents. And then 3 ounces is $1.11. Now, it helps to just get a kitchen scale. And I showed you mine a few episodes ago. Just get a kitchen scale. And you'd be surprised how many cards are 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 3 ounce. There's also, it's got to be under 1/4 inch thick. Yeah, 20 cards may only weigh 2.9 ounces, but is it going to be more than 1/4 inch thick? That's the second thing. And that's gonna catch more flack than weight. If it's 2.2 ounces and you only have 2 ounces, most times you're going to get away with that. You're going to be okay. They're not going to upcharge you. But if it's thick, that's where you run into problems. And you can run into problems even when you are under 1/4 inch thick and under your weight that you paid on postage. It's not an exact science. Nothing is with the USPS, as a matter of fact. So that's how standard envelope runs. You have to ship it from home, from eBay, print your own label, whether it's on paper and tape it, or if it's on a thermal label. So, but you'll save money. If you're paying 90 cents at the post office, you're going to save money because it's likely only going to cost you 63 cents. If it's 1 ounce. Descale my coffee maker. Is that what throwing vinegar through there is? Is that descaling? Let's see. Card Hobbyist says working with back towards door is bad feng shui. I know. And I'm bad feng shui now. I'm working with my back toward my door. Doors. There's a door there. There's a door there. At least, see, I can see out of my peripheral in this room. Actually, no, I can't. I can't see either door out of my peripheral vision. So I have bad feng shui in this office, but this office wouldn't work any other way. I mean, I guess I could. No, because if I had my desk over there, I would have that door out of my peripheral, but then I would definitely have my back, at least this way. My back isn't to the door, and the door, it's very similar as this setup from where I am to like that door, but I'm like further up, so I'm even further away. So it's like here, it's just kind of like angled. In there, it's angled but further, so it's more to my back. If that makes any sense, probably doesn't, but yeah. But there's just no other And even in that room, it doesn't make sense to face the door. And I have 2 doors in there. So it would be awkward. I think it would be worse feng shui if I had it facing the doors. eBay noob for the PWEs. There you go. What's up, baseball card curmudgeon in the house? Give a shout out to the Morning Crew Hall of Fame card collector. There you go. Yeah, he said, did I miss? Oh, I missed this. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped Hall of Fame card collector. What's up? Good morning. He is filming an episode with Chasing Cardboard today. Very cool. That's very cool. I like it. Shane, what's up? Good morning. Okay, now I think I skipped over those to talk eBay, PWE. All right, where are we at? CR used to go to Sports Clips, but they closed and opened a Great Clips. Hey, they both work. I was a Great Clips guy. Now I'm a Sport Clips guy just because it's closer, although there's a Cost Cutters even closer. But you know me. I'm stubborn. Be a manly man and walk. There you go. I know. Just man up and walk. Be a man. Great Clips, I would always go early and get it for $6.99. Nowadays, it's $17.99 for a quick, simple cut. Yeah, it was at Sport Clips, it was $19. And then I always tip like $10. So it was $29 for a haircut, which isn't too bad. Like if you go to like a fancy place, it's going to cost like $50. Guys have it easy. Like when I tell my wife, like, yeah, you know, she's like, so how much does a guy's haircut cost? It's like, well, after tip, $30 after tip, or back in the day, like before COVID, it was like $10 plus tip. It's like $20, $15-$20. It's like, you guys are so lucky. So yeah. Although I did get like this punch thing. They don't do sales on haircuts like they used to. COVID ruined that. You used to get like a punch card with Great Clips, and you could buy, which is great, like money now, service later. So you could buy like how many ever haircuts you wanted, and you paid for them all today, and then a year from now you didn't have to pay because you've got your little punch card and how many ever haircuts you get. I'd usually get like 10. And then I'd run out like right before the sale began. It's like, shit, I've got to pay regular price because I get haircuts about once a month. And then sometimes it's 5 weeks or 6 weeks. So it usually averages out to like 10 or 11 haircuts a year. But they don't do that anymore. I don't think they do that anymore. At least they haven't the last couple of years. But now they do a punch card. So like every time you get a haircut, you get your card punched. And then when you get like, I don't know, 5 or 10 punches, you get like half off. It's like, okay. I don't know. And I'll probably like, am I going to leave this in my car and remember every time I get a haircut? I mean, that's probably why they do it, because you're going to forget. Am I really going to leave this in my car and be like, oh, I need to get my haircut punch so I can save $10, $5, which I guess, half a blaster, third of a blaster, just by getting your hole punched. That's what she said. Value Box Digger, what's up? Looking sharp, thank you. I always seem to bring the cold winter weather in when I cut my hair, so I'm waiting. I think today winter begins. It was 65 degrees yesterday. 65 degrees on November 16th. That's insane. Insane. But I think reality strikes today. I think today it's going to be a not warm day. It's going to be seasonable. Seasonable? Yeah. It's 34 right now. 55. Hey, I'll take it. 55 degrees on November 17th. It's a good dog walking day. CR says you have perfect skin. What's the secret? I don't think I have perfect skin. Look at that. Look at that. I don't think it's perfect. What's my secret? I don't have a secret. Genetics, I think. My sister was blessed with good skin. She would get she was asked to like prom and homecoming when she was like 40. She was very young looking. She kind of had the Marsha Brady look, my sister. She's older now. I probably shouldn't say. She'll slap me for saying that. Oh, you used to have that Marsha Brady look going, but now you're old. So yeah, runs in the family, I guess. I don't have a secret. I was when I was in San Francisco a long time ago. Somebody asked me that. A lady that was sitting next to me at the bar worked in like the cosmetics industry, and I'm like, I eat tuna out of. I was working in radio, so I ate tuna out of a can, and like carrots. I don't think that was that was not my secret. I don't have a secret. I use soap off the shelf at the Suave for Men or whatever. No secret. Dan, 46 people with 7 likes. Let's go. Hit that like button. You know what? I'm going to go. Let's all just like it right now. Just pause with me and let's go like this video. I'm going to do it myself because I always tell you to like it. And what am I doing? Sitting on my ass, just talking, not liking. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Free for all Friday. Oh, fucking commercials. Now we've got 11 because I just liked it. So hit that like button. There's 36 of you that haven't. Do it right now. Hit the like button. Okay. Enough about me. Andy Mack, good morning. What's up? Value Box Digger, the Fresh Prince of Madison, ready to roll into the Chicago. It's my holiday cut. Thanksgiving coming up next week. Chicago Sports Spectacular tomorrow. I'll be digging through the bargain boxes. Playing some music trivia tomorrow night. Club 400. So I don't know what my so by the way, since I won't be live tomorrow morning or Sunday morning, I'll just tell you my plan for my bargain boxes for what I'm shopping for tomorrow with the Chicago Sports Spectacular. I don't know. My goal is to cherry pick. I'm not buying any. I plan on not buying any Cubs PC stuff, although actually, I take that back. I probably will. If I dig through a dollar box and find stuff that I need, I do that. So I'll come home with some Cubs. I got to update my sign. I got to update my number. So Chicago Sports Spectacular tomorrow. I'll be there. I'm going to leave early in the morning so I get there, around the doors, time the doors open so I can spend the whole day digging. So what's my plan of attack? I'm just going to cherry pick. I'm going to look for dollar boxes. And my aim is dollar boxes to try to find those like $5 to $10 cards. I think that's my goal. Maybe I'll hit up some diamond quarter boxes. But the thing is, I just have so much of that inventory. Like diamond quarter boxes are typically the cards that I'm listing for $1.75. Sometimes you find some gems. You find some $5, $10 cards in the quarter boxes, but usually you've got to go in the dollar boxes for those. So I've just got so much of that $1.75 inventory that I'm going to be looking for, the $5 and $10 stuff. So I think that's my plan of attack. And of course, as I'm digging through dollar boxes, if there's Cubs stuff that I need, I'll be pulling those, buying those. So I do have a budget, whatever cash I have. I've used it on beer a couple times in the last couple weeks, so down like $20 or whatever. So, basically the cash I bring is like I'm not going over that amount. So that's the plan. So which means I probably won't be bringing home a truckload. In fact, I'm keeping all of my cards in the back of my car, so it'll prevent me from buying a bunch of junk. David says, the best haircut I ever had. I was 9 or 10 and a well-dressed man gave me $1 to take my spot in line. How about that? That's easy money, man. Flawed Thinker says, I'm a big guy and can't wear undershirts. I feel like it will restrict me if I ever got into a fight. I don't have that problem. Getting into fights because I'm not a man. I don't change my own oil. I don't fight. I don't change my own oil. Got a $30 offer from someone in Thailand. How much more would it cost me to ship internationally? I honestly don't know because I use the global shipping. eBay's global shipping program, so I don't have to worry about that stuff. So that's now. Here's the problem with eBay with international shipping. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation. So if you don't use eBay global shipping, you have to find out what it's going to cost. And sometimes I go in, like you're going to have to go to USPS and log in all the information. And it just takes time that I don't want to spend trying to figure it out. Plus I do a lot of low dollar stuff. So that would be my recommendation. So if you don't have global shipping and you have that offer, you're going to have to go to USPS and log in all the dimensions. It's going to Thailand, whatever zip code they use for that buyer, and all that stuff, dimensions of the package, etc. eBay global shipping takes all of that out. However, the downside to using eBay global shipping is it's more expensive to the buyer because now you're working with a third party that's handling all of that bullshit that you don't want to deal with. So you're basically, well, your buyer is paying that service. So if you have free shipping, say you have a $30 item that's going to Thailand with free shipping, it's no different than shipping it to another state in the United States, because what happens through global shipping, say your item is $30 with free shipping, you're just shipping it to Kentucky. Erlanger, Kentucky, and then eBay takes care of all the custom stuff. But that cost is being put on the buyer. So the buyer's paying basically the shipping plus the service fee. So it may only cost you $15 to ship it to Thailand. I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass, so don't quote me on any of these numbers. So say it's $15 to ship to Thailand for whatever item, a card. That buyer may have to pay $45 because they're paying like a $30 service fee for eBay doing all that bullshit. So that's the downside. The upside is you don't have to worry about it. But the downside is you may have less buyers because it's egregiously more expensive. If you do charge for shipping, say you charge $5 for shipping, it's $30 plus $5 shipping, you're still getting $35. And you're just shipping it to Erlanger, Kentucky. But the buyer is paying $35 plus the fees it costs for custom fees and the services and all that stuff. So, short answer is I don't know how much it'll cost you. Go to USPS and log in all the information. It'll spit it out. But I'm a big fan of the eBay global shipping. Does it cost me some business? It probably does. But if it costs me business on a $1.50 card, a $2 card, a $5 card, I don't really care. Where are we at? Donald says, I think I will send some Bowman to SGC for the $9 grading. Yeah, maybe I will on my Adon Sanchez. And I'm sure there's an expiration date on that. So it's kind of like now or for me, like with my Adon Sanchez collection, it's literally now or never. Like if I don't do it now, although maybe there's another deal that comes along like, hey, $9. So I never say never, but it's now or probably never for me if I don't do it within the terms of their $9 Bowman grading. Just George says undershirts are the truth. Toilet paper on demand when you get into it. There you go. See, it's got multiple uses. If you get into a bind, take off your undershirt and you've got something to wipe your ass with. CR says, is there one Cubs prospect you are believing in? Ooh, that's a great question. I like this. I usually do have some guys that are on my radar. Man, this year it's tough. So Drew Gray's a guy he's had a lot of like injury, like Tommy John and stuff like that. So he's a guy that could kind of pop up. Last year, my guy was Daniel Palencia, and he came up and made his debut with the Cubs. Cam Sanders has been a guy that I believed in. He's Rule 5 eligible, and I think he's probably going to get taken. Cam Sanders, and his dad was a former big leaguer, Scott Sanders. Cam Sanders is a guy I believe in. And he's left unprotected for Rule 5. And I think he's gonna get picked up in the Rule 5 because he was in AAA like most of the year, if not all of this past season. I'm surprised he wasn't called up. But Cam Sanders, I think, will catch on with another team. I think there's some young guys that probably, usually for me, it's kind of looking at those young guys. I'm curious on the direction of Michael Arias, who was protected and put on the 40-man, and he was in high A. And he'll be in double A next year, probably. But he's like a converted shortstop, and he's got some nasty stuff. He's got a high ceiling, but he's just, got control issues, and he's still young, especially at the pitching. So he's one to watch. Some of the young, guys like Adon Sanchez is a guy that, now it'll be like his first real season next year. Derniche Vald, some of those young guys, international guys. So, man, to answer you, is there one? Not yet. I don't have I haven't picked a favorite yet. That I'm going to be watching. Good morning, 4-leaf cards in the house. What's happening? Value Box Digger says, if sending to SGC or any grader isn't to increase the value for your business to resell, don't send. You will be buying Goodwill pallets with junk slabs sooner than you think, my opinion. So I do mostly agree with that, but there's one part I do disagree with. I like having slabs for my personal collection, especially you see the top row back behind me. If it's pre-war, I've got to have it in a slab. Now, I'll buy raw. In fact, I prefer buying raw because it's a lot cheaper. And then, spending the extra $15 to get it graded. And I'm a big SGC fan. So that's my thought. With Bowman Chrome, like with the $9 special for Bowman, that's kind of like, that's why I'm on the fence. Do I spend $200 to submit a whole bunch of Adon Sanchez Bowmans? I guess it could increase the value if I were ever wanting to sell down the road, if he becomes, a big leaguer. But it could also be, this is not even worth $5 now. So you're right. But for a personal collection, I like having, especially vintage and mainly pre-war. I like having it. Some of the modern stuff last year that I submitted was just, like at $9. Yeah, sure. Send it off to grading. And I didn't have to do any work. Like, it was just like, I said, yes, send it off. And then, a few weeks later, here you go. Here's your cards. Thank you. I had do no work except pay the man, right? Where we at? Sweet cards, dude. What's up? Good morning. Michael Renicky, what's happening? Good morning. You are welcome, CR. Was going to send some cards to PSA, but now that SGC has their special, I'm just going to send to them. The Pujols auto I'm sending pays for the entire order. Nice. I haven't done a submission. It's been, I think, a year since I've done a submission. And I've got, as I'm logging more cards to Trading Card Database, I'm finding more stuff that's like, oh, I should probably get this submitted. Speaking of episodes, I just heard Bo was on Card Life this fall, but where the heck do you find those episodes? Well, let's see. It should be on YouTube now. So they are on Bally Sports Networks. I'm not sure if that's if you have. I think you have YouTube TV, which Bally Sports is not on YouTube TV. So, in fact, I have not watched it. The Card Life. Let's see. Here's their channel. Videos. Let's see. Card Life Illinois. I thought it would have been latest. Card Life Cleveland was uploaded a month ago. 2 months ago, Card Life Illinois. Should have been Card Life Milwaukee. Season 3, episode 1. Huh. Well, that's not it. Maybe it's episode 4 and it's not been uploaded to. Yeah, it must be episode 4 and it's just not uploaded yet, which is weird. Because it was on. When was it on? It was on in September. So, well, let me just. Here's the link to the Card Live. So you can watch all episodes that they have put on. There's the link to the Card Live in the chat. Max says, good morning. On my way to Craig's and then on to Chicago. Probably will have a goose egg again this week. A goose egg on your head or a goose egg on buying? So, Max, are you going to be there tomorrow? I will not be there today, but I'll be there tomorrow. TD Sports Cards, what's happening? Good morning. Good morning, Tom. What's up, Peoria? Happy Name That Player Day. Tom, looking to run it back after a great week. I found a pack as I was organizing in there. I found a pack we'll play with. Max says, I go to a salon and with tip, I pay 20. Chains suck. Holy crap. Holy crap. That's what I used to pay pre-COVID, man. COVID jacked it up. Let's see. CR says, I think $6.99 was the COVID price because people weren't going out. What a time. Yeah. Man, I remember my first haircut. Like, it was so hard to get haircuts, like, when things opened to back up. And I hadn't had a haircut in like 2 months, 3 months. And I gave a big tip because it was a lot of hair to cut. And I know they probably hadn't worked in a while. So, wild times indeed. Morning. What's up, Dan? Going to pick up 20 boxes of bulk for $210, all 5-row boxes. Ooh, that sounds fun. Let's see. I need to update my listings to eBay standard envelope. Bruce, if I didn't know any better, you and Sheldon from Big Bang Theory have the same quirks dealing with a haircut. Bazinga. Yeah, I'm not a big. I like haircuts. I like haircuts. But I do have some quirks. Paul Carl, what's up? Good morning. Card Hobbyist says our average high temperature throughout the winter are in the 50s. A high in the 40s here is considered a pretty cold day. Now, my wife's aunt and uncle will be here. I think her aunt flies in Sunday. Her uncle waits because he hates. It's like 70 degrees, and he's complaining about how cold it is because they live down in Miami, outside of Miami. And he's like, God, it's so cold here. I'm like, dude, it's like fucking 65 degrees. So next week, he's missing out on this good stuff to us. He'd be like 55. So next week, so he'll get in Tuesday or went 42, 33 on Wednesday. Yeah, he's not going to be happy. Let's see. Dan says, are you doing anything down there aside from the show? So no, I'm going straight to Rosemont on tomorrow morning. So I'll be there all day, and then as soon as I get done, I'll be dry, and I'll probably leave before the show ends because I got to get to Crystal Lake for Club 400 Music Trivia, and I think that starts at. I think doors open at 6 for that. So I don't know what time the spectacular ends, but I'll probably leave Rosemont 5 o'clock. That'll get me to Crystal Lake by 6, I think. So Club 400 Music Trivia is tomorrow night. The sun is nuts. So Club 400 Music Trivia tomorrow night. And then that's it. That's all she wrote. Uncle Rich says, and don't be like Steph and accidentally block me on X. I mean, the site which used to be good, known once as Twitter. Yeah. Old Steph hitting that block button. Paul, what's up? I'm picking up my load today. Ooh, that's what she said. I'll try to remember to get pics of where I'm picking them up from. Millions and millions of cards in 5 rows stacked to the ceiling. Very nice. Very nice. Collector's Dream in the house. What's going on? Jody's in the house. Hey, speaking of Jody, go? I got a mail day yesterday. Thanks to Jody's eBay store. Picked up that Justin Steele rookie auto from Topps Archives, who Justin Steele got robbed. I mean, really, does it matter if you don't win the Cy Young? Does it matter where you place? He placed 5th. He should have placed 2nd. Justin Steele. And Jody threw in some new cards. They are now logged in TCDB into my collection. They are new to my collection. Seiya Suzuki and Marcus Stroman from Topps Archives. My first Topps Archives. Hopefully Walmart has some in stock today because I'd like to rip some. So thank you, Jody. He said, I just sent a $1.49 card through eBay Global Shipping, and it was $12 for shipping. Holy moly. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. $12 for just a card going through shipping. James found a bunch of those Pro Set autos in a $1 box. Was surprised until I see what they sell for. Yeah, most of them sell for like $2 to $5, $3 to $5, $2 to $5. That Jordan Walker, I'm surprised. The Jordan Walker sells for like $30 to $35. I'm excited. The Jason Dominguez, I don't know what it's going to be because it could be a parallel, it could be a base auto, but it could be, a numbered auto. So I took a gamble. But yeah, a lot of those for $15 a blaster. Let's just open one right now. For $15 a blaster, you get 50 cards. The cards they'll trickle. I'll sell a few. I've got them marked, I think, at $2, free shipping. Oh, hey, top card, pretty good. Right off the bat, we got a winner. Nolan Gorman. Ian Lewis of the Marlins. And Angel Martinez. He's got a pretty cool autograph, Angel Martinez. So, yeah. So, like the Ian Lewis, probably $2.50. Nolan Gorman might be a $10 to $15 auto. I was surprised by Jordan Walker's 30. I'm like, this can't be right. And I'm looking, I'm like, yep, that's the base. That's the base auto. Set cards, thoughts on Ohtani in a Cubs uniform, not getting and here's the thing, and I actually sent this out, and I saw somebody else tweet about this. Remember Craig, how many Craig Counsell to the Cubs rumors did we hear about? None. How many rumors do we hear about Ohtani coming to the Cubs? Many, lots. I'm not getting excited. The Cubs keep everything. It seems like with this front office, they keep everything close to the vest. And I'm not reading it. I'm not getting too excited because, I don't know. There's just there's too much smoke. Too much smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I know, but it seems like the opposite. What they say, David Ross is our guy. Boom. Hey, we just fired David Ross and hired Craig Counsell. What? So I'm not getting my hopes up on Ohtani. Max says, I grade a ton for my PC. Encapsulation, preservation, and increasing the value of the collection are important to me. Apparently, I'm doing it wrong. So, yeah, and I agree with those points because, definitely, in what I grade is pre-war vintage. So it's basically just encapsulating to preserve. A lot of stuff that you would grade, if I grade that Nolan Gorman, yeah, it's probably not going to increase if I pay $15 to grade that Nolan Gorman, it's really not going to increase the value. It's, if it does, it's going to be a fraction of the grading cost. So you just have to be smart. I mean, you just have to be smart with what you grade. It's like with anything. It's like just with anything. If you're smart about it, you can make it work. Rich says, my cable company dropped Bally in the fall of 2020. Still pissed as no way to watch Ranger games without some form of streaming. Fortunately for me, as a Cubs fan, I am not in a blackout region, so I can watch on MLB TV. But when the Cubs play the Brewers, I am blacked out of Milwaukee Brewers games. And since I don't get Bally on YouTube TV, I also have to find an illegal way to stream that game. Thank you, MLB. Let's see. Shane says, Max, if I collected the cards, I would get them graded as well, just because the stuff I really like is rare and expensive. Max says, name that player Goose Egg. There you go. Name that player Goose Egg. George's haircuts are simple. Genetics took the wheel. Max says the authenticity and third-party scale helps too. I understand that plenty of people don't because they don't like it, but not grading a card unless it's for business purposes is kind of silly. Paul says, I've been cutting my own hair for like 15 plus years. Number one buzz cut. Easy peasy and don't have to go anywhere. Best $20 I've ever spent on the Clippers. CR says, no Rosemont today. Nope. Just going to do a full day Saturday. Doing a full day Saturday. Sal Dougie, what's up? Good morning. Max is staying for the day today, driving back tonight. Dan says, that's what I meant doing anything in Chicagoland other than the show. Do you only go to the Chicago showcase when Club 400 has something going on the same weekend? No, actually, this is the first time I've done the spectacular in a couple years. And the reason is because it's been the only weekend I could schedule the Madison card show because they were booked on the other weekends. So fortunately it worked out this month that my show, and I would prefer not to run the same weekend as the spectacular because I lose a lot of dealers, also lose, money in the walking around the floor. There's still been good traffic to the show, but there's less money being spent. There's less dealers. So it's not ideal. And I would like to go. Like, it's not something that I want to go. I don't go to the spectacular every March and November, but usually once a year I'd like to get there. So I'm glad that it worked out this month. Plus, I would prefer, more than anything, I would prefer to have the Madison Card Show on the Saturday of Thanksgiving because it's a huge weekend. People out spending money. That's what we want. It's what we want. People want to get out of the house. It's what we want. So come out to the Madison Card Show next Saturday. So no, it actually just happened to be that Club 400 Music Trivia is the same night. Now, I will say Club 400 tries to schedule events around the spectacular because people are in town for the spectacular, and not just like peons like me, but former Cubs players that could double dip. And that's Miguel Montero was signing autographs one year, did Club 400 that night. Pedro Strop signing autographs during the day, came to Club 400 that night. And I think last year there was somebody, but I had the Madison Card Show. Who was last November that I missed? Maybe there wasn't one because we did a December and January. We had, that was 2 years ago. What the hell happened last year? I think there was a November last year because our Christmas party was Brennan Davis and Cole Franklin, Cubs prospects. I think I did miss a November event last year because I had a Madison Card Show. So it just works out. Just happened to work out again. CR says, don't rip those blasters. Get a hobby box. So much more value. Shane says, how much of a discount do you think you could get if you submitted 1 million Cubs cards to SGC when you were done with your collection? Wouldn't that be something? I'll spend, can I get $1 per submission if I submit 1 million? Yeah, right. And now I have 743 PSA 6 Chico Walkers. Rosemont tonight and tomorrow, and Club 400 Music Trivia tomorrow night. Dave Arnold in the house. So don't you have school today? Oh, wait, you're probably at school right now and you're going to Rosemont tonight. Gotcha. Okay, I'm a little slow this morning. So Dave Arnold, Bushnell Prairie City, he's going to town. He's going to the big city. And he's DJ Dave Arnold for Club 400 Music Trivia. Flawed Thinker says, I love trolling my friends saying that the Nationals were going to trade Victor Robles for Ohtani, but they wouldn't want to give up a better player for him. LOL. There was something yesterday, somebody tweeted out, and I have not been a big, I've got some guys in my Cubs chat that are just huge Christopher Morel fans. The funny thing is, at the beginning of the season, somebody said, honestly, what do you guys think realistic expectations for Christopher Morel? And I said, I think he has the potential to be an all-star a couple times in his career, like a 2-time all-star in his career. And so a lot of people were like, oh, there's no way, oh, there's no way, poo-pooed. Now all of a sudden, half the group thinks he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm exaggerating with that, but I mean, that's how things turn. And I looked, it's like his number, he missed 55 games this year and still hit like 27 home runs. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize his numbers were as good as they were this year. Because he's been a name dropped as a trade chip for like Pete Alonso, because Morel now they're going to try him out at first base because the Cubs have a hole there. So it's going to be, I'm excited for I'm not excited for today. Today is non-tender deadline, and there's going to be some names that the Cubs probably won't offer a contract to that I'm going to be very disappointed. Hopefully things work out. But today's could be a tough day. But there's a lot of stuff like through the off season, with moves, free agency, trades, prospects. How are they going to work this roster? A lot of stuff going on. My comment about increasing the value for your business on grading was in reference to 2023 base cards. Now that I'll agree with. Crack Streams is king. So I've been using my buddy Brian Bourne turned me on to a site so I've been using that every once in a while. I can't remember what it's called, but it's on my favorites in my rec room. Because we turned it on to watch, I think it was the Brewers game when he came over to rip some wax. Grinding for Good. Happy Friday. We're going to play a name that, I wanted to talk about Carissa Thompson's comments. So let's hit up Ken first. Watching Surviving Christmas last night and want that 90 minutes of my life. Ken, oh my God. It's a great movie. It's a good one. I can't believe you don't like it. I mean, it's certainly not a Hallmarky movie. It's more of a mainstream comedy Christmas movie than it is a sweet, wholesome Hallmark movie. All right. Shane says, LOL. So before we go on to more chatting and playing Name That Player, I want to talk about Carissa Thompson's comments regarding sideline reporting. So she was on, I think it was the Barstool podcast. And so I was surprised by something, and I was like not surprised at all on something. And it may not be what you think. Let's see. So basically, okay, so there's going to be a lot of jokes. Basically, if you Google Carissa Thompson, it's just going to be a bunch of jokes. I just want to see her. Damn it, all jokes. Okay. See, I should have prepped for this. Okay. So anyway, okay, let's go to awful announcing because I know that's okay. So So Carissa Thompson, been a sideline reporter. I think she's a studio host now. So Carissa Thompson says she would make up sideline reports. She said, I haven't been fired to saying it, but I'll say it again. No coach is going to get mad if I say, hey, we need to stop hurting ourselves. We need to be better on third down. We need to stop turning the ball over and do a better job of getting off the field. They're not going to correct me on that. So I'm like, it's fine. I'll just make up the report. A lot of people were shocked I am not surprised. Do you realize that happens? It's actually quite common. She's exactly right. Now, what I'm surprised by is she actually went on a podcast and admitted to it. But what's your favorite sideline report? Let me ask you this. What's your favorite sideline report of all time? Oh, can't think of one, right? Why? Because they're all the same. Well, the coach told me they need to blah, 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 blah. No shit. No shit. No shit. No shit. It's all coach speak. I'm not trying to be dismissive of sideline reporters, but really? Oh, it's, and a lot of other sideline reporters came out. It's journalistic integrity. As a sideline reporter to say bullshit that the coach, I'm going to tell you what. So I have a background in radio and some TV, and there were occasions where I would have sideline reporters, and they would come up to me and be like, "Yeah, I couldn't hear," like in a huddle or like during a timeout in a basketball game, especially when it's a tense moment in overtime. It's loud. My sideline reporter's trying to listen in to the coach. Guess what? You can't hear sometimes. You want to know what's going on. He's like, I couldn't hear, so I just made it up. And you couldn't tell if you were listening. You didn't know any better. And I'm like, try not to do that. Try not to do that. But it happens. It happens. And it happens more times than you. And I'm shocked at all of the outrage. I mean, did you know wrestling is scripted? Like, how long did they try to keep that from us? It's the 1980s and they were still living in kayfabe into the 90s. It's like, now I think it's like, come on, like maybe we need to step back in wrestling, go back to the kayfabe a little more. But I'm shocked of the outrage. I'm not surprised in one bit that doesn't happen. Now, does it happen? Like, is every sideline report just a made up report? Now it's like, well, you as the viewer, like, do we believe them? And it is unfortunate that something like is small as a sideline report is now going to paint the picture of the media like, well, they're just they're just trying to trying to influence us and blah, 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 blah. Again, what's your favorite sideline report? So that's my thought. Like, no, like my first thought was no shit, but wow, I'm surprised she actually went on and admitted to it. Like, that's surprising. I knew it happened. When I worked in radio and in newspaper, do interviews with a coach, and they'd be like, I don't know what to say, just make something up. And guess what? I would. And I would say, this is what I wrote. This is the comment. And they'd be like, oh yeah, that sounds good. Go with it. So they kind of said it after I like, yeah, that sounds good. It happens more than you think. And I'm just more than not, I'm surprised by the outrage. So that's what I wanted to share. Where are we at? Let's see. Where are we at? Oh, Just George. Got to get my Charlie Brown tree ready to rock soon. There you go. There we go. Usually it's like I want to put the Christmas tree up like Thanksgiving weekend. That's always like my ambition. And then all of a sudden it's the second week of December. It's like, we should probably get the Christmas tree up. Paul says, anyone here a player super collector who wants all cards, even dupes? I can start stacking when I process this new load. Dan. So yeah, going back to so today's the non-tender deadline for Major League Baseball. I was like, usually I wake up to like just a bunch of like random stuff. But today it was all about the White Sox trade on Twitter. It was all White Sox trade. Then F1. For some reason, F1 was all throughout Twitter. But so was this White Sox trade. The White Sox traded Aaron Bummer to the Braves for 5 players. And I'm like, what? So here's what this is all about. So today's the non-tender deadline. So teams have a 40-man roster, but we're going into free agency. So teams have to have spots open on their 40-man. Like if the Cubs right now are at 40 guys on their 40-man roster, they had to add players because the Rule 5 draft is coming up in a couple weeks. So guys that are 6 years that have been with the organization for 6 years, if they're not put on a 40-man roster, they are left unprotected and other teams can draft them. So the Cubs added 3. They had 37 on their 40-man. They added 3 guys: Michael Arias, Porter Hodge, Cody Hoyer. And then now they've got to get back to 37 because those are the 3 guys they want to go with and roll the dice on in 2024. They don't want to, because they don't want to lose them. But now they've got to make room for, oh shit. I've got to go upstairs. So, hang with me. I'll be right back. Okay. So I am sorry for the delay. I'm going to have to wrap this up. So, unfortunately, we will have to play Name That Player next week. Let's see. All right. So, I've got to go. Hopefully there's no show tomorrow or Sunday, but things could change. So, I will see you. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit my eBay store. I will see you when I see you. Maybe I'll come back later and finish my thoughts. So have a great day, and I'll be back. See you.